Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So this is going to be, as usual, an audio experience because I'm going to prep food for dinner and just keep talking to you guys. Uh, so, yeah, honestly didn't have a thought in my mind about what I wanted to talk about. This is not a basketball video. This is not one of those. This is more like me just being happy that I didn't jump to conclusions. There was a situation today at work where I felt like I was being asked to do some things that weren't really my job, and my ego kind of got in the way from doing a favor. It's one of those situations where it's like it depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean? On one hand, you got a brand new supervisor who's much younger than me, asking me to do something that probably wasn't on the books. Now, this not, mind you, this is not a big deal. It's not something I refuse to do. But it was one of those situations where, someone had brought someone some food, and I just kind of ran the food over to the security office to put it in the fridge for him. And it was a no big deal, but I felt my ego starting to question whether or not I should have a problem with this. Like, am I being somebody's lackey? Is this man sending me on personal missions? Like, that kind of thing got in the way of me just simply doing a favor for somebody. And that's what I want to talk about. Is like, sometimes, man, and I speak for myself in regards to this, and I'm assuming someone else may agree with this somehow. Sometimes your own damn demons get in the way of being a blessing for somebody. Sometimes your own perception of what you're entitled to and how you should be treated and how best to be shown respect gets in the way of just kind of seeing context for the circumstance. Now, the reality of the situation, which I'm glad I acted upon rather than the thought that I had in my head, was homeboy was responding to something, and his lady friend brought him some food unannounced, and she just so happened to be bringing the food to the area he was responding to on the property. It was like a fortuitous situation. So when she came up, he didn't know his lady was there. He turned to me and said, "Hey man, can you take this food to the SO office for me while I handle this situation in Nike?" And now I had already went and grabbed this man a water. So in my mind, that ego in my mind is like, okay, this Negro got me going on personal missions. Like, and to a point, even now, I can still say, you know what? Yeah, that was probably something that maybe another guard or another person probably wouldn't have done. Just out of the sheer idea that, this is not my job, bro. I'm not doing personal missions for you. But the reality is this, and this is the truth. This is the truth. When I prayed this morning, I pray every day. I got out the shower. I always pray in the shower. I try to keep my spirit in a space that I'm comfortable with, and that's how I do it. One of the things that I asked for was the Lord to allow me to be a blessing to somebody else. Allow me to be a blessing to somebody else. Allow me to not let my ego and my actions and my activity, my way of approaching activities and wanting respect and all that bullcrap, to get in the way of just simply being used by goodness, by the universe, by God, or what have you, to do something good for somebody else independent of me benefiting from it. And that's the type of selfishness that I feel, the type of unselfishness that I feel brings forth the type of energy that I welcome into my life. Just like they say, bad karma brings you the worst of things. Good karma, I think, can give you a favor or two. Can bring you the best of things. Maybe even give you a break when you need it the most. There was another situation that's kind of along the lines of this, where I saw, it was something like maybe like 5-6 days ago. I was doing laundry and I found a couple dollars in the dryer that had some clothes in it that were cold. The dryer had cold clothes in it, so the clothes had probably already been forgotten about, abandoned. And in the little not dispensary, but yeah, it's a dispensary, the little area where you keep the lint and everything, you're supposed to clear that out. It was like $6. And my initial thought was, these clothes probably been abandoned by somebody. I could take this little money. Nobody would ever know it's gone. They probably don't even know it's there. But you know what the reality was? That was a setup. That's what I call a spiritual setup. That was in place as a temptation device. It was temptation put in place to keep me doing something I shouldn't be doing, to mess up the vibes or the karma or the goodwill that I was already enjoying from having a good day up until that point. I woke up feeling fresh, feeling good. I felt like blessings were all about me. And then here comes this $6 there for me to be tempted by and ultimately either take or leave. And I left it there. Then I sent a message to one of my young friends and I let them know of the scenario that I had perceived, that this was a spiritual setup. This was something that was trying to help me ruin my day. No different than my ego in regards to the situation at work. Here I was thinking that I'm entitled to not do a favor for somebody simply because of the circumstances at work and the dynamic between us. Like I'm a guard, he's the boss, so now he's running me on a mission. No, he's not running you on a mission. He needs you to do him a favor, and I'm glad that I did that favor. Because at the end of the day, homeboy hooked me up with some chicken. He had brought some water for everybody. It's like you need to see both sides of this. And I'm talking solely to myself as I say this. When you are assessing situations, Brandon, you need to see both sides of the situation before jumping to any type of conclusions. Context is so very important when you're considering all angles, especially the angle of I am offended. Make sure that you leave room for missing pieces in context, missing stuff, angles that will help you perceive the situation better. And that is what I want to say to myself and anybody else who would receive such a message. I almost ruined a good day by simply letting my ego tell me not to be a blessing to somebody else, for which I had asked to be in the beginning of the day. So I want to thank the Lord and thank myself and thank anybody who's listening. But I feel like in thanking, I'm saying I want to thank me for just not allowing my demons to overcome and ruin my karma. Not let my demons overcome and create some tension between me, myself, and another brother when really there was no room for that. Sometimes it's best to just swallow your ego, put aside all that, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, and realize that that when you do a favor for somebody, if you're doing it in the spirit of goodness, love, or what have you, chances are it's going to come back to you one way or another. Maybe not come to you right away, maybe not come from the person you're doing this good thing for, but it does come back around just like the bad stuff. So don't allow yourself to be psyched out with your ego. Don't allow yourself to be tempted by $6 that'll ruin 6 years of karma or what have you. Who knows how that works? But what I'm saying is put out the right energy and don't allow setups to keep you from enjoying yourself, to keep you from getting what it is that you're supposed to get out of your day. Spiritual setups are everywhere. You could be in the middle of a great relationship, all of a sudden the most beautiful woman you ever seen is now interested in you. Or the most beautiful man, whatever your thing is, now they're interested in you. You're in a perfect relationship, everything you ever prayed for, you got it. You got the best job in the world. Now a illegal bag situation starts to come into play. Biggest amount of money you ever seen, only you have to break some rules to get it. And you just got the best job you ever had, you happy, you never been more happy. Like that's the type of stuff you got to recognize, these spiritual setups, these traps that are put in place to help you to your destruction, to assist you in destroying yourself, to assist you in destroying whatever it is that you're building, to assist you in destroying other people's stuff, what have you. These are the inner demons that we need to address. Inner demons of entitlement, inner demons of selfishness, inner demons of feeling as if it's okay to do the wrong thing because you're entitled to whatever it is that you feel you're not receiving. That's one of my demons, the entitlement demon. I ain't entitled to nothing. Nobody owes me a damned thing. And it's taken me a very long time to not only understand that, but to work that into my everyday equation. And I'm proud of myself to be able to say, I've made some strides in regards to being better. I'm open and honest about who I am and who I'm becoming. But more so, I'm also accepting of who it was that I was before I came to the conclusion that I've had. I already did some damage in these 36 years in this regard. But fortunately enough, I've now been able to see the error in my ways and start the foundation of fixing this particular issue. And I'm very hopeful that other things that I need to work out will start to show up for me to see, start to be visible for me to understand and move forward. It's about progression on the inside. And I tell you this, you guys know I'm an AMC ape. I'm definitely hoping to be wealthy very soon. That's not a secret. I tell everybody who's listening, buy AMC because I did, and I feel like it's going to change my life dramatically. But when I look up today, probably should have started the video with this, but I didn't. But when I look up on a day like today, where even though I had a pretty solid good day at work, where I got some spiritual equity out of my circumstances and to be able to see my demons and not let them get the best of me, or what have you. But I also lost my uncle today. My dad's side, my dad's brother, Uncle Shane, passed away. Good guy. I didn't know him well, but I knew him well enough to not feel too good about this day. And I lost my Uncle Leroy, my great Uncle Leroy on my mother's side, my mother's uncle. He passed away about 2 weeks ago. So it's like losses keep piling up. Frustration from waiting for this AMC squeeze to take place has been piling up. But the one thing that has been consistent is throughout this process of me being frustrated, waiting for this squeeze and losing all of these people. I've lost so many people in the last year or so. You would be surprised how many people I've lost. It's not just those 3 or 2 there. It's been more. But in the midst of all of that, the one thing that I can honestly say that I'm gathering from all that I've gone through this year is that I'm starting to finally make some breakthroughs in some very strong weaknesses in my personality. Some very, very crappy ways I'm starting to make some breakthroughs and overcoming. And that is a blessing, man. You can have all the money in the world. This is what I was trying to say. You can have all the money in the world, but it ain't going to make days like this any better. When you lose family members, when you have to face your demons, when you're going and waiting for something that you want to happen, but it ain't happening fast enough, you can have all the money in the world. But that stuff that hurts your feelings, that stuff that makes your ego flare up, that stuff that makes you feel like you're not where you want to be and you can't do nothing but act out because of it, that doesn't necessarily get healed or fixed by wealth. It doesn't. Nor are you going to find yourself in a situation where just because you don't have money, that you'll have some type of relief that maybe others who do don't have. It's like it's spiritual stuff, mental stuff, inner working stuff that you need to troubleshoot on your own, meditation, things that need to be addressed in meditation. That stuff is not going to be fixed by having your money in order. You can create better circumstances for yourself to enjoy your meditation more so. There are a lot of things that money can enhance. So I definitely want my share. But I understand that if I had $100 million in the bank right now, that wouldn't make me feel any better about losing Uncle Shane today. That wouldn't make me feel any better about losing Uncle Leroy a couple weeks back. That didn't make me feel any better about being treated the way that I felt like I was being treated. And then being able to see that, renege on those thoughts, chastise myself accordingly, hold myself accountable, and proceed to do what it is that I should have been doing in the first place. Money ain't helping none of that. If anything, money will make it so that I feel like I don't have to take a look at myself because I got money, I got it all together. And that's why I'm appreciative of the times that I'm in. Whether something's about to happen or not, the Lord is working on me so that I'm not going to be a worse person for whatever it is that I'm about to have. Whether it be success in regards to this with fame, or it be money, or both. What I don't want to become is a worse guy. Period. I don't know how everybody else feel about themselves. Maybe y'all in a different fight. Y'all got a different set of circumstances. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm not telling you how you need to maneuver and handle your mind. This is what works for my circumstances in this household right here. And for me, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better. And I'm trying to feel better. And money's only a part of that, man. Money is only a part of that. So I want to encourage everybody to continue to look for spiritual equity. Continue to look for things inside themselves that will help them with what it is that they're on, the journey that they're on. And overall, do not lose sight of what it is that you're after in this world. And in being after it, remember to remind yourself that you're not entitled to anything. That your hard work and your effort is what's going to give you what it is that you're looking for. But in working hard, remember, not everybody is. So try to devise ways of working smart as well. Try to balance that out. There's a balance between effort, good fortune, and preparation. You got to find that balance. That sweet balance between the three. So yeah, my name is BDF44. I think I've preached enough into your ear. I want to thank you guys for listening to this, and I'm out.